Hello, everybody. Welcome back to JuJu's Journey. Today, I'm going to be sharing a very personal conversation about grief, loss, and what it means to start over later in life. So, as a 58-year-old widow, I have learned personally that grief doesn't have a timeline, and healing isn't always on a straight and narrow path. In this video, I'm talking about the lessons grief has taught me, the challenges of rebuilding a life that I never expected to have at 58 years old, and the small steps that help me to move forward. If you're navigating loss or loneliness or a season of starting over, I hope this video reminds you that you're not alone. Thank you for being a part of JuJu's journey. Your support and kindness and encouragement mean more than you'll know. Like, I get ecstatic whenever there's a new subscription. You know, I think I'm at 88. 88 followers. So anyway, that means a lot. I wrote down notes. I find this helps me stay on track. Grief is hard. It's been 1.5 years exactly. On the 11th, made it 1.5 years that my husband died. And grief, I've realized, is not easier today than it was 1.5 years ago. As a matter of fact, I kind of think it's harder. Because 1.5 years ago, I was in shock. For the first 6 months or so, I think I was kind of like in a daze. I don't really remember much. I know we had lots of celebrations. My husband died on the 11th, and our wedding anniversary was on the 13th, and then we had one of our children's birthday was on the 22nd. And then Christmas was on the 25th. And then another child's birthday was on the 26th. And then I had another daughter's birthday on February 2nd. A grandson's birthday on February 2nd. My husband's birthday on January 28th. We had Easter. We had my birthday. I mean, it was just a whirlwind. You had Valentine's. You had everything right there. New Year's Eve, all of these things that we kind of went through the motions, but I don't remember any of it, actually. I just know that my family surrounded me and tried to keep me busy. I guess we were all trying to stay busy, but I don't remember it. I remember very little details of that time span. And the things that I do remember are the things that pretty much tick me off. Like, I don't know, just little things that you remember. It's kind of interesting. But, people often think that grief has an expiration date, and it doesn't. And sometimes people think that grief lasts a few months or a year, but it doesn't. I feel like I'm grieving more today than I was a 1.5 years ago. So what I came to decide in my grief journey is that you never get over it. You just learn how to carry your grief. It's always right there, and it's always right here, and it's always in your head. And then as you just learn how to carry it, some days are easier than others. Some days are harder than others. But I've also learned that that's okay. It's okay to have good days and bad days. And I also learned in my grieving journey, and I suppose you, as well as me, the people who have gone through it, that it's starting over is scary. Especially when you're 58. But I would imagine even if you were 21, 25, 30, I think it would be scary because you already had all these plans in your head that for your future, and then they're gone. And so you have to start over and replan and rethink your life, and it's different. You're different. So the life that you knew yesterday is completely gone, wiped out. It's like you are a new person, actually. It's just different, because I guess when you're married to someone for so long, they're you and you are them. There was never anything that I did in life, being married, that I did not consult with my husband about. Not asking permission, but I'm going to the store. You need anything? What do you want for dinner? How does, I'm really craving this tonight. You want to do that? You know what I think a good idea would be? A good idea might be, let's go such and such on Saturday. You want to? I mean, everything, I'm thinking about taking the girls to the beach and having a girls' week. Weekend. Doesn't that sound like fun? Or I think it would be fun for you to go do X, Y, and Z. Or come on, let's go right out and see the grandbabies. I don't know. How's work going? Did you sleep good last night? I'm cold. Are you cold? Like, if I'm cold, my spouse must be cold. It's just, I'm cold. What do you want to eat tonight? Gosh, it'd be fun to maybe go to the beach for the weekend with my daughters. Oh, I think I'll just ride out and see my grandson. I think I slept good last night. Let me think. I wonder if anybody wants to go somewhere on Saturday. I don't know. You might want to go check the air in your tires. You need to look and see if your car needs to get an oil change. All the things. It's not easy. And it is kind of scary. You got to learn how to make decisions on your own. I think one of the hardest things for me to do is, it's not hard for me to make a decision. Because my major decisions right now are kind of involving my husband, I suppose. Because it's about his inheritance that will eventually go to his children, correct? So my thing is, I want to make sure I'm making the right decisions on how I handle things to do right by my husband, if that makes any sense. So, it's scary. It's very scary. You have to learn who you are by yourself. Like, used to, it was, hey, do you and Sid want to go do X, Y, and Z? Or, hey, Mom, where's Dad? Why don't y'all walk over? Or, why don't you and Dad do this? Or, I don't know. It was just always us. And so now it's just me. So I've got to figure out who I am as a person all by myself. All by myself. And then now I've got to learn how to face a future that I never planned for. I didn't plan for a future to be building a little house that's only just for myself. The house that I wanted to build was a house for, me and my husband. So now I suppose I'll build a house the same way, because when I'm gone, I'm sure it needs to be big enough for at least 2 people to live in. Because, I want to have my family compound. Everything I plan for now is just for me alone. And I'm making plans. It's good. And then number 3, I thought about this, like loneliness and being alone are 2 different things. I'm okay with being alone. I find comfort in that. But I always have. My husband works shift work, so second shift, he was at work. He didn't get off until 11 p.m. I was alone. Third shift, worked all night long. I was alone. I didn't mind that. That was good. My alone time was good for me. But being alone is not quite the same. Loneliness. I mean, I don't care if he was in another room watching television and I was in a different room watching television. All we had to do was say, "Hey, come here," or either walk in there and ask the question or whatnot. If you're getting up to get something special out the refrigerator, you're going to say, "Do you want such and such?" Or you're going to find something that you want to watch together and watch it together without talking. You're not alone, but you're not lonely either. I'm trying not to feel lonely. But I've learned to enjoy my own company. I do like to be alone sometimes. I've got a craft that I have to work on today. That ought to be interesting. So hopefully that'll make me busy for the rest of the day. But as sad as all this seems and how depressing, I've realized that I have strengths that I never knew I had. I am a strong woman. I'm an independent woman. I can take care of myself woman. I could do it. I can do it all by myself. And that's okay. I can be there for my children. I can be there for my friends. I can take care of myself. I'm okay. I'm really okay. I'm really okay. I decided, financially, I can budget. That's a good thing. And then I realized that small steps matter. I'm not the type person, it's not going to happen overnight. I set these big, big bars, big dreams, big timelines, and I don't accomplish them. Grief sneaks back in and takes that momentum away. But surely that's going to gradually stop. I'm almost positive. I don't think that's going to happen forever. And you don't have to rebuild your life overnight. So just because I wanted to set some goals and I kind of failed, I don't consider that a failure. I'm not going to beat myself up over that. I'm just not going to do it. Even getting out of bed, some days, if I accomplish that, then I'm doing good. Like, I have not put on makeup in since Friday. and today's Wednesday, and I'm okay with that. I feel like I'm giving my face a break. I've got a breakout on my chin. I don't feel like I need to put on makeup, and so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I wash my hair, let it dry by itself. I need a haircut. I need to get one scheduled soon because it's out of hand. I shouldn't yawn either, should I? So, I mean, just getting up and doing something. I don't care. Like, for lunch today, I was going to make egg salad because I did not want to go to the grocery store. And we eat lunch at my daughter's house. But the daughter that gets off work to come eat with us, her last patient didn't show up, so she got out early for lunch. So we had her go pick us up something. The eggs were not quite done boiling when she got off work early for lunch, just an early lunch. So I was able to let them, they already boiled for the amount of time, and then I let them sit in the boiling water for a certain amount of time. So I went and ate lunch, and then when I came home, I made the egg salad. That's going to be our lunch for tomorrow. We're going to eat egg salad sandwiches. And my granddaughter said, yay, that's my favorite. So it's made for tomorrow. That's a win. Small steps matter. You know, even if I get part of the project that I'm working on today done, that's a win. I did it. I took a shower and I got dressed this morning. I washed my hair. That's a win. So give yourself grace, okay? Just give yourself grace. There's no right way to grieve. There's no right way. And some days you're going to feel strong and you're going to feel like have all this energy and you're going to be excited and ecstatic. Enjoy that day. Live in it. Be happy because it's there. You know, be ecstatic. Like today is a really good day. Embrace it. Because the next day you might cry all day. It just hits you out of nowhere. But guess what? Both of those are part of healing. Hopefully, over time, the days that we just break down and cry are going to become a little less. And the days that we feel strong and we want to conquer the world will be a lot more. Like, they'll take over. Let's just hope. I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's kind of half and half. And, you know, this is my journal, my living video journal of finding joy again, you know, while I'm grieving. How to find joy, how to find peace, how to start over at 58, how to live on a tight budget, how to budget, just everything new. It's my journey. But just because I'm trying to learn how to find joy and find peace and find happiness and try to plan things to do like vacations and spending time with my friends, that does not mean I'm betraying my husband. I know he would want me to surround myself with people that love me and have fun. And smiling again doesn't mean you've forgotten them. 9 out of 10 times, well, I wouldn't say 9 out of 10. I would say whenever I'm at a get-together, whether it's with my own personal family or with my friends, we are going to laugh about something my husband did. Do we talk about him all the, you know, from the time we're together? Heck no, that would be so depressing. I can't imagine going and hanging out with my best friend and that's all we did is talk about people that passed away in our family. She had one that was worse than mine, but and just because you're laughing, I laugh when I'm nervous. I laughed in the most awkward situations you can be in, that does not mean you love them less, you know? And if you live your life fully, you're going to be honoring your loved one, because you're going to honor. Living means you're honoring the life that y'all shared. You know, you're not going to forget your loved one. You're not moving on. You're just learning how to live differently. So these are my tips for anybody who's dealing with grief. I feel like you should allow yourself to feel your emotions. Just feel them. And do not compare your grief to anybody else's. Your grief is your grief. There's no right way or wrong way to grieve. It's the way you feel. So don't compare it to anybody else's grief. And accept help when help is offered. I have a very hard time with that. Like a neighbor wanted to mow my backyard. I should have opened up the back gate and let him mow it. But I told him, no, thank you, I've got it. And I hired somebody to come mow my grass. My husband cut so many people's grass in my neighborhood. When they became widows, it was I mean, they were all older women. When we moved in, we were one of the youngest couples in the neighborhood, because the people who built the houses were starting to pass on or move on to retirement villages. So the neighborhood was starting over with young people. And we were one of the first young people. But as the older people started dying off, my husband kept the grass going in their yards until they sold, or their family members sold their house. We just did it to be neighborly. And he was so sweet and good about that. But I have a hard time allowing somebody to do that for me. So allow yourself to get help if it's offered. And try to wake up in the morning and find one thing to look forward to. I guess what I'm looking forward to today is telling my grandson happy 2nd birthday. I'm excited. So that's what I'm looking forward to today. And don't forget, you can still talk about your loved one. They're not gone. They're gone, but not forgotten. You don't have to bombard your friends with every single, that can't be the only topic you talk about. But you definitely can bring them up, you know? Bring your spouse or your loved one, the one who passed away, up. And that'll be good. And celebrate small victories. If you've been saving and you finally got to $500 or maybe $100, celebrate it. And remember that healing is not linear. Okay? Please remember that. But it's not easy. By no means is it easy. And I don't want to pretend like it's easy. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can put you on hold for 1 minute. I don't know. Okay, unpaused. I hope that works. So basically, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. The one thing grief has taught me is that I'm stronger than I ever thought I could be. I mean, it's not because I wanted to be stronger. It's because my life requires it now. It's all on my shoulders. But it hasn't been easy. And some days are still hard. But I am learning that it's okay to move forward while still carrying those loved ones in your memories, you know. I carry my husband. I don't know how many times a day I think about him. And that doesn't make it, that doesn't really make, I'm not obsessively thinking about him. I'm moving on, you know. I really am. I'm moving on. So the last thing I want to say today is, if you're walking through grief right now, please know that you're not alone. I mean, whether your loss happened recently or years ago, your feelings are still valid. Even if it's been 5 years ago, your feelings are valid. But all I can advise you to do, and myself, is let's just keep putting one foot in front of the other. You know, that's all I know to tell us to do. There's nothing else we can do, right? Wake up, pull your big girl panties on, and put one foot in front of the other. So, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? So what's one thing that helped you through your grief? Or a difficult season in your life? Because the one thing that helped you, if you leave it in the comments and somebody reads that comment, it might help them too. We all need to lean on each other and help each other out when times are hard. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Anyway, y'all have a very blessed day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.